Hello, good morning. This is Teacher Seppi. I'll be doing some coaching for an hour. So I'll be let's wait for 10:10 to hit before I'm gonna start the final coaching para mas dire-diretso po yung ano natin at marami pa yung makikinig. Ayun. So we're just going to wait for others. Sorry. So, ayun. Wait. Ayun, so waiting for the others. Wait. Wait natin yung iba kasi I'm still ayun. Wait natin yung 10:10 bago tayo mag-start ng coaching. This will be for an hour. General education muna tayo. Ayan. So, good morning everyone. Ayan. So, kung ano man, I'll be in Pagadian by line of 2 to conduct the final coaching with the coach from PNU also. And this coach will also be the coach who is going to accompany me in the final coaching that we're going to conduct sa online final coaching ko. So, for those who are interested in Pagadian City and then in Zamboanga Peninsula to have us coach them personally, just PM Coast Pro Review Center. That's in Pagadian City. Or if you're not from the Zamboanga Peninsula and you cannot join the final coaching in Coast Pro Review, just PM us. We will also be conducting, we are conducting also final coaching. I'm going to upload na this afternoon yung materials for general education dun sa final coaching ko kasi I'm gonna start it earlier and today is March 10, so tomorrow March 11 I'll be going to start the final coaching na for general education. Para next week we are only focusing on the general education, the professional education with teacher with the coach from ENU. Okay, so let's just wait for 10:10. Yeah, it's still 10:04. We still have 6 minutes to wait to start the coaching. And please do share this live video para ano din natin yung iba dun sa let groups and stuff like that. Okay. Ayun. I'm so excited to conduct this coaching. Pinapanood ko yung sarili ko. Ayun. Waiting for the others. Please do share. I think ilapit ko muna. Sandali lang ha. Ilapit ko lang. Please do share this video para ayan. Please do share this video para din sa iba makapanood din, and then especially those who really need the final coaching din, and you know, share na lang din po. Medyo mabagal yung internet ko ngayon. I don't know, lately medyo mabagal siya, so sorry for that. Pagpasensyahan niyo na ang bagal ng connection ngayon. Good morning everyone. Good morning. Good morning po. Ayun, so please do share this video, this live session para sa lalo na sa review groups natin, sa review group sa licensure exam for teachers. Ayun, so good morning everyone. Good morning everyone. Good morning. Good morning po. Ayun, so please do share this video, this live session para sa lalo na sa review group. Ang dami ng viewers. Ayun, so good morning everyone. Comment nyo yung place nyo kung saan kayo galing. Ayun. At 10:10, I'm gonna start the coaching and it's still 10:06. We still have 4 minutes to wait to start the coaching. Ayun. So, magbibigay muna tayo ng tips. Maraming nagsasabi sa akin na nagtatanong sa akin, Teacher Seppi, paano ba mag-shade? Paano ba mag-shade? Okay, so sa answer sheet kasi, meron tayo doon na parang rectangular stuff and then doon yung choices, mga choices doon na like A, B, C, D, and E. Okay, so sa choices na given doon sa test natin, sa test ni PRC, there are only 4 choices and ang sinasabi, pag wala dun sa choices yung sagot dun sa letter E, and ang iba naman kung ano yung pinakamalapit, yun yung sasagot nyo. But when I took the test last 2015, September 2015 ulit, ganun pong ginawa ko. Pag wala dun sa choices, I just shade letter E. But just depend on what your review center has have been saying or telling you to do when it comes to shading. Now, sa shading naman, huwag niyo masyadong idiin masyado kasi pag sobrang diin niya, yung papel masisira, yung sa likod masisira siya. And remember, machine po yung magche-check ng machine po yung magche-check ng test papers natin, your answer sheets natin. Take note na pag marami tayong nasirang choices doon, medyo mahirap siya kasi tatalon dun sa machine, and then yun, isa yun sa mga reasons. Now, if you're not sure with your answers, please don't shade it or anyway, wag nyong kalimutang mag-shade yung every number kasi pag may nakalimutan kayo, that really is a big problem. Okay? So, ayun. As much as possible, meron po kasi tayong time allotment per question dun sa tests. As much as possible, save time para may time ka to review your answer sa answer sheet. Don't spend too much time, like more than a minute in every question, lalo na sa English. Kasi 30 seconds lang po yung time allotment sa English. For ganun, as much as possible, try to have battery test or mock test by yourself, and then try answering it with time allotment para masanay kayo dun sa time allotted na binibigay ng PRC during the tests. Okay? So, wag nyong sanayin ang sarili nyo during the test na kasi ang hirap nun na kakabahan ka kasi you're pressured with the time allotment. Isa yun sa reasons but maraming hindi na natatapos nilang sagutin yung questions sa general education, professional education. Ang gagawin na lang nila is to shade it and guess and stuff like that. So, as much as possible, don't spend too much time. Try to understand the concept, try to understand the question, and then get as much as possible, spend less than 1 minute per question. Okay? So, ayun. Kung sa English naman, or sa English, or sa ibang question like science, spend less than 30 seconds each question para mayroon kayong masasave na time for you to check yung work niyo dun sa answer sheet or yung answers niyo sa answer sheet niyo. Okay? So, ayun siya. Kaya ang advice ng PRC, laging Mongol 2 yung gagamitin para mas darker yung shade natin. Pero, darker siya, pero hindi dapat sobrang diin. Okay? Hindi dapat masisira yung papel, yung answer sheet. Although sobrang kapal niya, pero it still has an effect pag sobrang i-diin niyo yung shading niyo dun sa answer sheet. Okay? So, ayun. It's already 10:10 and let's start the final coaching. Check ko lang. Okay, so thank you so much for those people who continue supporting Seppi, Teacher Seppi. Ayun, so let's start with the coaching. Good morning everyone. Comment nyo kung saan kayo galing, saan kayong sulok ng Pilipinas or saan sulok ng mundo. Comment nyo po kung saan lugar kayo galing. Okay, so let's start. Medyo malayo yung ano ko. Wait. Ayun. So, first natin na question, what is the function of diffusion in the human body? So, yung diffusion natin na tinatawag is the dispersal of the molecules dun sa given media, like shall we say water, shall we say air, like that. Okay, so diffusion, mayroon tayong two concepts sa science, diffusion and osmosis. Okay, so when I say diffusion, this is the movement of the substance, shall we say solute particles in a given solvent. Okay, this is just one of the examples, like solute to solvent. Okay, like shall we say yung isang glass ng water, try nyong maglagay ng isang drop ng ink. Okay, this is example in liquids, diffusion in liquids. Pag nag-drop kayo ng ink dun sa glass ng water, in a few minutes time, yung ink magiging evenly distributed na siya dun sa glass. Why do you think so? Because that is explained by the kinetic molecular theory, or the movement of the particles of all substances in a given media. Okay, so lahat ng particles, lahat ng atoms dun sa tawag nito, sa isang solvent or isang substance, like yung ink, yung particles niyan are constantly moving. Okay? So they're constantly moving until they reach the even distribution of these molecules. Okay? So yan yung explanation ng diffusion. Diffusion is the movement of the particles of a given solute from higher concentration to lower concentration. When I say higher concentration, yung part kung saan nag-drop yung ink, that has a higher concentration of particles. And these particles are going to move to lower concentration. Lower concentration region or area is the region where there is no ink in it. Okay? So yun siya. Yung diffusion from higher concentration to low concentration of solute. Okay? Another one. We have another word. We call it osmosis. Osmosis is the movement of the water from higher concentration to low concentration. Like, shall we say, ibabad nyo yung paggawa ng kimchi, ibababad nyo yung cabbage dun sa tubig, or yung any kind of vegetable, pag ibabad nyo sila sa tubig na may salt, yung concentration ng tubig inside the vegetable is higher. I mean, like concentration ng ng salt dun sa ng tubig dun outside the vegetable, and then yung tubig sa vegetable may salt yung sa labas. So, ang movement is yung salt, magmumove siya, magdi-diffuse siya, papunta dun sa loob ng vegetable. So, higher concentration of water from the vegetable and lower concentration of water molecules outside the vegetable to reach the balance, yung water dun sa vegetable, pupunta sa labas. Okay? Para ma-balance yung concentration ng salt. External or outside and inside environments. Okay? So, yan yung reason kung bakit yung vegetables, pag ibabad yun sa tubig na may asin, nagwi-wilt siya. Or, anong tawag dun? I don't know what's the Tagalog word for that, but it's called wilting, or wilt, W-I-L-T. Nagwi-wilt siya. Kasi, yung tubig na nagkukos ng stiffness ng vegetables, lumabas dun sa vegetable, para ma-reach yung balance ng concentration ng internal at external environments ng vegetable. Okay? So, ganun siya. Kasi mas maraming salt sa labas, ang gagawin ng tubig na nasa loob ng vegetable, lalabas siya para ma-balance yung concentration. Okay? So, that's what we call osmosis. The movement of the water from higher concentration to low concentration. Okay? So, ganun po siya. Now, okay, so what is the function of diffusion in the human body? Okay, first, regulates blood flow. Okay, diffusion does not regulate blood flow. It does not work on the circulatory system. Okay? Next, letter B, plays an insignificant role in the body functioning. It's insignificant, so it's again a negative fact. It's not the answer. Allows, letter C, allows even distribution of substances throughout all cells of the body. This is allows the even distribution of substances throughout all cells in the body. That's the answer there. Okay, so that's the role of diffusion in the human body system. Okay, so letter D there. Comes into play in times of extreme illness. Wala. Diffusion always works inside the body system with or without illness. Okay, so the answer there is letter C. Next number tayo. in an experiment, sorry, mamove ko na lang para masana. Okay, yun. So, in an experiment, a drop of blue ink, okay, so ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo, is placed on the surface of the glass of water. Okay, ito yung example ko actually kanina. In a few minutes, the drop of ink is dispersed throughout the water, turning it light blue. The result of the experiment proves that A. Molecules of ink and molecules of water are in constant motion. B. Heat causes the ink to disperse or to move or diffuse. Next, letter C. A new compound is formed by the combination of ink and water. Letter D. Ink molecules have less density than water molecules. Okay, so yung choices natin, like letter D, ink molecules have less density than water molecules. It doesn't, it's not the answer there. A new compound is formed by the combination of ink and water. There is no chemical compound formed. It is because it's just the mixture. Remember, compound and mixture are two different things. When I say mixture, they're just like combined physically. There is no chemical combination or chemical bond in between 2 or 3 substances. But whereas the compounds, there are bonds, chemical bonds in between or among the substances, okay? Or I mean like we call this atoms, okay? So ganun siya. So letter C is not the answer there. There is no compound. We only have mixture in there, okay? Next, letter B, heat causes the ink to disperse. It's wrong. There is no although the temperature, there are like different temperatures. We have the room temperature, and then sometimes the temperature of the room is higher than the normal. It does not affect the diffusion. Okay, although heat affects the process of dissolving the solute or the substance, but it does not affect the distribution or the dispersal of the molecules. Okay, so it's letter A, which is the molecules of ink and molecules of water are in constant motion. This is what I told you earlier. Okay, so the answer is letter A. Next one, which law of force and motion? This is Newton's law of motion. Three Newton's laws of motion. Okay, there are 3 laws according to Newton. First is the law of inertia. Second is the law of acceleration, and then the third one is the law of interaction. Okay, so ayan, meron tayo dito. Which law of force and motion explains this occurrence? When a rocket is propelled upward by the constant or powerful downward discharge of exhaust gases. A. Universal gravitation. B. Action and reaction. C. Applied force. And D. Inertia. Okay. So, the action here, the situation is explained this way. Like the rocket is propelled upward by a force opposite to it. Okay, so third law explains that. And the third law, which is the law of interaction, explains that for every action, there is always an opposite and equal reaction. Okay, so here the answer is letter B, the action and reaction, which is the third law, explained by the third law of motion by Sir Isaac Newton. Okay, so yun siya. Next, which of the following methods can all diabetics control their condition and avoid heart disease and blindness? A. Okay, A. I don't know if I'm still live. Anyway, A, we have there, number 1, we have regulates their intake of glucose. Of course, if you're diabetics, you have to regulate the intake of glucose, and sources of glucose, food that are that have so much glucose in them are rice, bread, and potatoes. Okay? Yung mga root crops po. Not all sugars, remember, not all sugars are rich in not all sugars are sweet. Okay? Most of our sugars are not sweet. Remember that. We only have like sweet sugar, we know, though those are like table sugar and the fruit sugars, but there are more types of sugars. Remember that. I think I have a video explaining the macromolecules or biomolecules, which I explained carbohydrates, the sugars, the types of sugars, like that. And I also have explained the lipids and the proteins and the nucleic acids. Please just browse my videos and you can see it there. Okay, so thank you so much for that. And saan ba tayo? First is like regulate their intake of glucose. Okay, so of course, when you're diabetics, you have to regulate the intake of glucose, which is the building blocks of sugars. Okay. Number 2, increase the levels of insulin in the body by taking insulin injections. This is not actually advisable because this one, insulin is only injected when your blood sugar is so high. Okay, when you have high blood sugar, you'll be injected with insulin. But if you have low blood sugar, you'll be injected with glucagon. And glucagon increases the blood sugar level. Okay, so ganun siya. So ganun din kahirap pag diabetic ka, hindi rin pwedeng mag-inject lang ng mag-inject ng insulin kasi yung insulin na yun maglo-lower ng blood level mo. And then if you go below the normal sugar level, that can also cause you a comatose or a coma. Okay? Because low blood sugar can cause, or like low blood sugar can also cause comatose to people. Okay? So, pag ganun siya, pag low blood sugar mo, ipapa-inject ka na ng opposite ng insulin, which is glucagon. Okay? So, that's sugar. To increase your sugar level. Next, number 3, we have maintaining the reasonable exercise regimen to keep weight down. This is true. Okay? So, the choices: A, only 1, B, only 2, C, 1 and 2, and then D, 1 and 3. The answer here is 1 and 3. There is no such thing as like advice that if you have the diabetes, you always have to take insulin in. Okay? To control your blood sugar level. It's not about like that. Because there is also a tendency that your blood sugar level will go down below the normal. And that's really, that's also dangerous. Okay? So the answer is letter D. Next number, each of the following objects is designed to employ the buoyancy principle except. Okay, so when you say buoyancy principle, what makes the ships float, or the canoes, or anything in anything placed in the water, in the surface of the water, why they float? Like what's this? The ships and stuff like that. It's because this is explained by the buoyancy law. Okay, or the buoyancy, the force, or the buoyant force. Okay. Number 1, life preserver, like life jacket, whatever. Letter B, kite. Letter C, submarine. Letter D, canoe. Okay, so the answer here, of course, is kite because it only buoyancy is only applied in water. Okay, not in the air, and kite is not in the water. Okay, so there you go. Next one. Next one. What is the difference between the largest 4-digit number and the smallest 4-digit number? Okay, so what is the difference between the largest 4-digit number and the smallest 4-digit number? Check tayo ng mga questions muna. Life preserver, like life jacket, whatever. Letter B, kite. Letter C, thank you so much sa nagwa-watch. Thank you so much po. Ayun, so questions dito. What is the difference between the largest 4-digit number and the smallest 4-digit number? So, meron tayo dito. Ano yung pinaka malaking 4-digit number? 4-digit number na pinakamalaki is 99999. Okay? And the smallest 4-digit number is 1000. Okay? So minus that, we have 8,999. Okay, so the choices are A, 8,999, B, 8,000, C, 9998, or D, 8888. Okay, so the answer here is letter A, which is 8,999. Next one, 4 mangoes cost 29 pesos. Oh, sobrang mura. At that price, what will 2.5 dozens of mangoes cost? Okay, so this is just a ratio. So 4 mangoes is 29 pesos. Okay, remember that. How many 4 mangoes are there in a dozen? A dozen has 12 pieces. Okay, so 12 divided by 4, that is 3. Okay, so there are 4 mangoes in there. So 3 times 29, you can just have 87 pesos in 1 dozen. And it says here 2.5 dozen. So 87 times 2.5, or 2.5, or 2.5. Okay? There you go. The answer there is 217 and 50 centavos. Okay? 217 and 50 centavos. The choices: A, 217 and 50 centavos. Letter B, 188 and 50. Letter C, 348 and 50. And letter D, 870 pesos. And the answer is letter A. Okay? So, ganun lang siya. So, isang dosena, there are 12 pieces. Okay? So, ang apat na piraso, 29 pesos. So, ilang apat meron sa 12? So, there may tatlo. So, 29 times 3, that is 87. And 87, and there's like 2.5 dozen or 2.5 dozen. And 1 dozen is 87 pesos. So, 87 times 2.5, that is 217.5. There you go. Next one. How many gallons of water will fill the fish tank that is 18 inches by 12 inches by 48 inches? There are 231 cubic inches per gallon. So, round your answer to the nearest gallon. Okay, so, volume yung gagawin natin dito. Multiply nyo lang yung tatlo. So, we have, kasi 231 cubic inches is 1 gallon. Okay? So, there we go. 18, yung length, width times height. Okay? Remember that? The volume of the rectangular solid is always equal to length times width times the height. Okay? So, multiplying them, which is like 18 times 12 times 48. That is 10,368. And it says there that 1 gallon is composed of 231 cubic inches. It says there, cubic inches per gallon. So, 231, 18 times 12 times 48, that is the volume. And that is equal to 10,368 divided by 231. Okay, so 231, the answer is, kasi isang gallon is 231 cubic inches. Yung sagot natin kanina, 10,368 cubic inches. So, dividing it with 231, there are 44.88, or it says here, round your answer off to the nearest gallon. So, we have here 44.88, and that's 45 gallons. Okay? So, there are 45 gallons. Choices: A, 45, B, 40, C, 47, and D, 37. So, the answer is 45, which is letter A. Okay? Okay, so here, what is the sum of all two-digit numbers which are divisible by 5? Okay, so there you go. Okay, so ano yung two-digit numbers na kailangan na pwedeng i-divide by 5? So ano yun sila? So we have two-digit numbers, ha? We have 10, we have 15, we have 20, okay? We have 25, 30, 35, and blah, 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 and so on. And the last is 95 because 100 is a 3-digit number na. Okay? And this, we are only talking about like a number divisible by 5. Now, paano nyo to kunin? Okay? So, it says here, what is the sum of all the 2-digit numbers which are divisible by 5? 10 plus 15 plus 20 plus 25 plus 30, ganon. Okay? So, there is the shorter way. Ilang divisible by 5 meron tayo from 10 to 95? Okay? So, there are 18. Okay? 10, 20, 30, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95. So, there are 18. Yung 18 na yan, na number of divisible by 5, divide nyo sa 2. Tapos, magiging 9 na siya. So, magiging 9 na siya, add nyo na yung first at saka last. 10 plus 95, that is 105. Okay? 10 plus 95 is 105. Multiply nyo kay 9. Ganon lang siya gagawin nyo. 105 times 9, that is 945. Okay? Ganon lang siya. This question applies with like all positive numbers and stuff like that. So, medyo mahirap siya. You're going to spend lots of time in solving, like if you're gonna do it, like adding it one by one and stuff. So, doing this formula, this will be easier. I mean, this will help you save time. Okay, so, ang unang gawin natin, yung pinakauna at saka pinaka-last, add nyo yan. Tapos, i-count nyo kung ilan yung data. I-divide nyo yung kung ilan yung data. Like, shall we say 18? There are 18 divisible by 5. 2-digit divisible by 5. 18, i-divide nyo lagi yan sa 2. So, ang sagot niyan, i-multiply nyo doon sa sum ng first at saka last. Multiply nyo, and that's the answer. Okay? That's the sum. Okay? Ganun lang po. Next one. The choices are 945, B 950, C 960, and letter D 965. So the answer is 945, which is letter A. Okay, how many whole numbers can divide 30 exactly? That means this question is asking for the factors of 30. Okay, how many whole numbers that can divide 30 exactly? Okay, so you're just going to determine the factors of 30. And what are the factors of 30? We can have 1 and 30, right? And then we have 2 and 15. And then we have 3 and 10. And then we have 5 and 6. Do we still have more? There's none, right? Wala nang ibang factors si 30. So, count na lang natin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, there are 8. And the choices are A, 8, B, 6, C, 5, and D, 4. So, the answer here is letter A. Okay? So, ayun. It just asks for the factors. So, one of them is 1, 30, 2, 15, 3, and 10, and 5, and 6. Okay? So, ganun lang po. Next one. Which one explains why oxygen, a gas, is the largest compound of the Earth crust? Okay? So, bakit si oxygen ang may pinakamaraming composition dun sa Earth crust or the uppermost layer of the Earth? Okay? First, oxygen gives Earth crust its lightness. No, it does not. It does not explain that way. Oxygen, letter B. Oxygen is the most abundant element in the world. That's true. It's the most abundant in the world. But oxygen is capable of combining with most of the elements in the Earth crust. It does not explain that much. And oxygen is needed to sustain all life forms on Earth. Yeah, oxygen is there to sustain the consumers but not the plants, okay? Remember, plants are not using oxygen that much. And oxygen does not support that plants to sustain their life. Instead, plants are using carbon dioxide. And letter D is almost true, but not to all. Okay, so the answer here is letter B. Oxygen is the most abundant element in the world, or in the Earth. Okay, so letter B. Next one. To pass the English test, Lucille must get 75% of the items correct. Out of 80 questions, how many must she correctly answer? Okay, so multiply nyo lang sila. Multiply nyo lang yan. That 75%, change that to decimal if you're going to multiply. Okay, so it's like 75%, changing that to decimal. You're just going to move 2 decimal places from here to here, 1, 2, so that's 0.75. And the total number of questions is 80. Multiply that, that is equal to 60. Okay, so Lucille must get 60 items correctly in order for her to pass the test. Okay, multiply nyo lang 0.75 or 75% of 0.75 times 80, which is the total number of items. And that will give you the 75% of the total items. Okay? So, that's 60. Choices, 55, B, 60, D, C, 65, and E, C, sorry. C, 65, and D, 70. So, the answer here is letter B, which is 60. Okay? So, there you go. Ang sakit na ng lalamunan ko. Okay, employees in Shira's Music Mart get a 20% discount on all purchases. If Teresa buys 3 tapes at 47.49 each, how much will she have to pay after her employee discount? Okay, so tatlong tapes na tag 29.20, 47.49. Multiply niyo yun siya, tatlong tapes, kasi it's like 47.49 each. The total is 142.47, and it says that the company is giving her a 20% discount. Multiply nyo lang to sa 0.2 or 20% or 0.2. Okay? Changing 20%, move 2 decimal places, and that's 0.2. Okay? So 47.49 times 3, that is, because there are 3 tapes of 47.49 each. So ang total niya is 142.47, the total purchase. And then multiply natin sa 0.2 yan, which is the 20% discount. Yung discount niya is 28 and 49 cents. Okay, so choices. Wait. The question pala is how much will she have to pay after the employee discount? Okay, so I'm sorry. 47.49 times 3. That is 140.47. And it says here that 20% discount. So, ang gagawin nyo na lang dyan, wag nyo nang i-compute pala multiplying the total purchase with 20% discount and then minus. Ang gagawin nyo lang, i-minus nyo lang sa 100%. Okay? Minus nyo lang yung discount na 20%. So, magiging 80% na lang. Ito yung babayaran niya, yung 80%. Because the question is asking for how much is she going to pay after the discount. So, multiply natin ito ng 0.8. Ganun na lang po. That's 113 and 98 cents. Okay? There you go. Next one. One package is 100 pounds. And the other is 150 pounds. The weight of the second package is how many times of the first? Okay, so it's how many times of the first? Okay. So, yung package natin, yung A natin is 100 pounds and then yung B package natin is like 150. The question is, how yung weight ng package B is how much the weight of the second package B is how many times of the first? How many times of the first? So, divide na lang natin si 150 divided by 100 and that is 1.5. Okay, so yung weight ni B or package B is 1.5 times the package A. Okay? Multiplying 1.5 times 100, that's 150. Okay? So, ganun lang po yung question na yan. It says first how many times bigger it is with compared to package A. Okay? So, i-divide nyo lang siya, 150 divided by 100 and that's 1.5. So, package B is 1.5 times heavier than package A. Okay? So, ganun siya. Next. A carpenter wanted 3 pieces of wood, each 1 5/8. Okay? Good morning, everyone. Ayun. Sa mga na-late, sorry kasi nag-start ako ng 10 and it's already 10:38. Ayun. So, this is until 11 a.m. Go over nyo lang po sa mga na-late, go over nyo lang po ulit yung video. And then, before that, I'm going to invite everybody. Insert mo na ako ng advertisement ko. Okay, so I would like to invite everybody to, for those who wanted to join my online final coaching with the coach from PNU, just PM me for the details of for the details of that final coaching. I'll be sending you the, what's this? I'll be sending you the details of that. Okay, so thank you so much for your support, guys. And yeah, from time to time, I'll be conducting the final coaching as the test day is approaches. But I'll be concentrating more on the final coaching ko dun sa online ko. Ayan po. So, kung sino din po yung gustong sumali dun sa pagadian ko, sa personal coaching ko, I'll be there in Pagadian in line of 2 para lang doon sa coaching na yun. PM nyo lang po si Coast Pro Review Center. Okay? So, ayan po. Sa Pagadian po yun. Para sa mga taga Zamboanga Peninsula. And they're willing to give you accommodation po daw, sabi nila. I'm not sure. Just PM the Coast Pro Review. Okay? Para sa mga malalayo po yun. Ayun. So, kung sino din po yung gustong sumali sa online final coaching ko, PM me po for the details of the final coaching. Okay? So, good morning, everyone. Ayun, so let's continue. A carpenter wanted 3 pieces of wood, each at 1 5/8 feet long. If he planned to cut them from a 6-foot piece of wood, how much of the piece of wood would be left? Okay, so there you go. So 6 feet. Ito yung total ng wood. Okay, and then he planned to cut 3 pieces of 1 5/8 each. Okay? So, 1 5/8. Okay? So, tatlo niyan. 1 5/8, 1 5/8. Okay? Plus 1 5/8. Okay, so, remember, same denominators tayo. Add nyo na, kopyahin nyo na lang yan. Add nyo yung whole numbers. We have there, we have 3, 1 plus 1 plus 1, that's 3. And then 5 plus 5 plus 5, we have 15. Over 8, kopyahin nyo lang kasi similar denominators. Add nyo na lang yung numerators. Okay, so that's 15. We can still change this to proper fraction. 15 divided by 8, we still have 3 plus 1 and, what's that? 7 over 8. Okay, so there you go. 1 and 7 over 8. So this becomes 4 and 7 over 8. Ito yung total ng wood na ikakat nyo dun sa 6 feet. Now, ima-minus natin si 4 and 7 over 8. We will have, kasi walang 7 over 8. Kung ano yung denominator dito, magbabawas tayo dito. So, magbabawas tayo ng 1. That is 5 plus 1. And this one, pwede natin i-arrange in this way. Kung ano yung denominator dito, yan yung denominator niya. So, 1 is equal to 8 over 8. Tama po ba? 8 over 8 is equal to 1. Okay, so now we can now proceed with the subtraction. 5 minus 4, that is 1. And then same denominator, we can now proceed to subtraction immediately. So copy nyo lang yung denominator niya. And then 8 minus 7, that is 1. So ito yung remaining wood from 6 feet after cutting 4 and 7 eighths. Okay, so there you go. The choices, 4 and 3 eighths, B, 1 and 1 and 1 eighths, C, 4 and 7 8, and then D is 3 feet. So the answer here is letter B, which is 1 and 1 eighths. Okay, so there you go. Okay, next question. How much larger is the supplement of 57-degree angle than the complement of 75-degree angle? Okay, so we have two concepts here, the supplement and the complement, or supplementary angles and complementary angles. Remember, supplementary angles form 180 degrees and complementary angles all form 90 degrees. Okay, so ganun siya. So, A plus B, the two angles must always be equal to 180, that is in supplementary. And complementary must be A plus B is equal to 90 degrees. Remember that. So complementary always forms 90 degrees and supplementary always forms 180 degrees. And it says there, how much larger is the supplement of 57 degrees? When I say supplement, what is the other one? Because the total is 180 and then the other angle is 57. What's the other angle? So we just have to minus 180 minus 57, and that is 123. This is the second angle. It says that the supplement of the 57 degrees is 123. Okay, so ito yung question. Ito yung supplement ng 157. And it says the complement of 75 degrees. How many more degrees do we need to make it 90? So we only have 15, right? 75 plus 15, that gives you 90. Okay? So, and it says, how much larger is the supplement of 57 degrees, which is 123, than the complement of 75 degrees, which is 15. Okay? So, i-minus na lang natin yan siya, and that is 108 degrees. Okay? 108 degrees. I'm sorry. So, that's letter A, 108 degrees. Letter B, 18 degrees. Letter C, none of the above. And letter D, 123 degrees. So, the answer here is letter A, which is 108. Remember the supplementary and complementary concepts. Okay? Yan siya. Next one. If a baseball player hits 10 home runs in the first 45 games at the same rate, how many home runs can he expect to hit during 162 games? So this is a ratio and proportion problems. Okay? Sa ratio and proportion, lagi niyong tandaan na kailangan yung maano yung tamang format or tamang sequence. Okay? So it says here, 10 home runs is to 45 games, right? And that is equal to, the question is like, how many home runs? How many home runs? This is home runs. This is games, right? And this must also be home runs and games. Okay? So 10 home runs in 45 games. And the question is like, how many home runs in 162 games? Okay? So ganun siya. So multiply natin si main. So let's say this one is x. So that's 45x. Equals to 10 times 162, that's 1,620. Okay? So, 1,620 divided by 45 is equal to 36 games, which is x, 36 home runs. He can make in 162 games rate. Okay? With using this rate. Okay? So, ganun lang po siya. So the choices 38, B 42, C 36, D 40, and the answer here is letter C, which is 36. Which are the next three terms in the progression. Okay, so isusulat ko ito. Kailangan ko ito isulat. Okay. So yung progression na yun, 1 over 25, negative 1 over 25, and 1/5. So, yung ano niya, tingnan niyo yung difference. Positive, negative, positive. So, this one must be negative, and this is positive, and this is negative. Okay? So, positive, negative, and this one is positive. So, ganun dapat yung sequence niya. And then, paano natin i-determine yung multiplier niya? Kasi, there's something here. Okay? So, i-divide nyo lang si 125 by the second one. Okay? So, 1 all over 125 divided by negative 1 over 25. Okay? Para ma-determine nyo yung common multiplier or ratio. Or the ratio, we call it ratio. Now, multiplying or dividing fractions, change natin. So, 125, 1 and 125 times, change yung division into multiplication, and then take the reciprocal of this. That's negative 25 over 1. Okay? So, multiplying that, we can just cancel by 25. 25 divided by 5 is 1. And then 125 divided by 25, that is 5. Okay? So, multiplying that, we have, multiplying this is equal to 1 all over, wait. I'm sorry. Baliktad pala ako. It's second divided by the first. I'm sorry. Okay, so second, 1 over negative 25 divided by, ganito pala. I'm sorry. 1 over 125. Tao lang po. Ayun, so second divided by the first, that's how we're gonna get the ratio. Okay? So, 1 all over negative 25 times, change the division sign to multiplication. Take the reciprocal, 125 over 1. Cancel by 25, this is 5, and then cancel by 25, this is negative 1. Multiplying that, so we have 1 times 5, that is 5, over 1, negative 1 times 1, that is negative 1, or negative 5 divided by negative 1, that gives you negative 5. This is our multiplier. Just take note, just check my videos on how you're going to divide and multiply fractions, and then also dealing with the negative, or the signed numbers. I have that here on my page. Please do check that video. Okay? So, ayun. So, yung multiplier natin, negative 5. 1 over 125 times 5, that is negative 125. This is negative 5. Okay? Multiply natin negative 5 ulit. That gives you 1 over 5. Multiply this one, 1/5 times 5, that negative 5 pala. That's negative 1. And then next, negative 1 times negative 5, that is positive 5. Okay? And then, 5 times negative 5, that is negative 25. So, ito dapat yung next 3 terms ng sequence. And that's letter A is negative 2, 6, and negative 26, which is wrong. Letter B is negative 3, 7, and 27, which is wrong. Letter C is negative 4, 8, and 28, which is wrong. Letter D, negative 1, 5, and negative 25, which is correct. Okay? So, ayun siya. Medyo masakit na yung lalamunan ko. Sorry. Okay. Last na. Which is, sorry, masakit ng lalamunan ko po kasi, which is the length of the hypotenuse of the right triangle which with legs 5 inches and 12 inches. Okay, so right triangles, okay, right triangle. So right triangle, okay, the question is like, what is the length of the hypotenuse? So hypotenuse is the longest side. Okay, now if the legs are 5 and 12, okay, 12 inches. Now we can just like use the Pythagorean theorem, or there is a special triangle rule in this. But I wanted to show you how we get the answer. Okay, so this one, you square the both of the legs. Okay, 5 squared plus 12 squared, and then take the square root of that. Okay, which is, this is equal to this one. So this is square root of 25 plus 144. Okay, this is square root of 169. Okay, and square root of 169, that gives you 13. Okay? So, ayun siya. 13 yung length ng hypotenuse. The choices are 17, B, 13, C, 11, and 12, D, 20. So, the answer here is letter B. Now, remember also, ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo, mas shorter yung time. Pag yung two legs ng right triangle are 5 and 12 or 12 and 5, yung hypotenuse niyan is always 13. Remember nyo yan. Remember that. Okay? Pag yung two sides are given of a right triangle lang, this is only true with right triangles, in two sides are given with 5 and 12, or the ratio of 5 and 12, like shall I say this one is 10 and 24, like that, here, the third side or the longest side is always a multiple of 13. Remember nyo yan. Remember nyo yan lagi. I'll be discussing a video on how you're going to save time in answering questions relating to right triangles. Maybe I'm gonna upload it by tomorrow. And then, we have 45, 45, 90. We have 30, 60, 90. We have 3, 4, 5. And then we have 5, 12, 13 triangles. Okay, so I'll be discussing on how you're going to save time in answering questions involving this 4 special triangles. So you are not going to spend so much time in solving. So I'll be going to take video of myself discussing that, and then I'll be uploading that by tomorrow. So ayun. So I just would like to invite everybody, if you're willing and interested to join my online coaching, you can just PM me. Please PM me or send me a message, and then I'll be going to send you the details. The proof ed will be handled by a coach from TNU. Okay, so and she's my friend. She's very good at it. And then please also visit my YouTube channel, Teacher Sepi, same spelling with the name of this page. Ayun, so marami din po akong videos doon. You can also check and check the videos there if you really need some of some of those things na mga concepts na kailangan yung aralin pa para sa exam ninyo sa LET. Okay, so ayun. Good morning everyone. Thank you so much po sa time na binigay nyo sa akin habang nagkakandak ng coaching ngayon. And yeah. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat talaga. Marami pong salamat sa patuloy niyong pagsuporta kay Teacher Sepi. Teacher Sepi will not reach this far without your support po. So thank you so much po. Thank you so much. And I would also like to invite everyone, although by May pa siya or June ko i-release, I'll be publishing books for professional education, civil service, and general education, and what more, NAPOLCOM. There are 4 books muna, or I mean 1 math major din. And I'll be using the proceeds, some of the profits of that, like a percentage of the profits of that, to send children, underprivileged children in the provinces of Mindanao to school, to support them from their schooling from elementary to college po. Yun po yung balak ko sa ano na yan, pag-publish ko ng book ko. So I hope you're gonna support me guys with that feat, and I just would like to help. I really just would like to help everyone. I just would like to help the teachers, incoming teachers or the future LPTs, and I also would like to help the children who, especially those who are really, interested to go to school. Like me, I've experienced this kind of scenario when I was back in elementary and high school, and during, especially sa college, kasi I stopped for 3 years just before I went to college, and that's really very painful on my part because I have the interest in me, I have the eagerness in me to finish my studies in college, but the thing is, due to financial constraints, ayun, so medyo mahirap po kasi kami, galing po ako mahirap, and mahirap pa rin, hindi, joke lang po, galing po ako mahirap, so I just would like to give back to children na naka-experience ng same experience with me. So ayun, so I just would like to ask everybody to please support me with that feat, with that endeavor soon. I'm in the middle of developing those materials. It will help you guys in a sense na makapag-review kayo, and then it will also part of the process kasi mapupunta dun sa gusto kong gawin, gustong pag-araling mga estudyante. So ayun, so it's just like, you help in your own little way din po, makaka-help din po kayo sa mga children na gustong makapagtapos ng pag-aaral like me when I was still young. Okay, so ayun. Sobrang senti na tayo. So, thank you so much for the time, you guys. I just would like to, again, reiterate before I'm gonna end this live sessions. Sa gustong sumali ng final coaching ko, PM mo lang po para sa details. And then, please do visit my Teacher Sepi channel sa YouTube natin, sa YouTube po. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button for the notification of my future videos po. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the time. I'll be posting more of this like live sessions, live coaching para po sa lahat. Okay? And that's for free. Thank you so much po. God bless. God bless everyone. Bye-bye.